Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod's IAS classes. Today in this lecture, we are going to discuss current affairs of 20th January 2022. In this lecture, we are going to discuss 6 topics which are very much relevant from our UPSC point of view. So let's get started with our discussion and let us try to see which are the topics now we are going to have our discussion. So first topic, it is about city governments. So I think you have come across the 73rd and 74th Constitution Amendment Act when you are studying this polity. So 73rd and 74th Constitution Amendment Act, which mainly talks about local self-government. So in villages or rural areas we have panchayats, in urban areas we have municipalities. So here in this article we are going to talk about these municipalities. So this article will be important from GS paper 2 under polity point of view. And next topic, it is about technology tangle. So it is mainly talking about 5G technology, especially in airports. So internet is a very important, especially to connect with these airports and these pilots, right? So here in this regard, this 5G technology is very important, and now in this lecture we are going to see about what are the challenges that are mainly facing. So this article is important from science and technology, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. And next topic, it is regarding IAS cadre rule changes. Okay, recently state mainly came up with some changes regarding this IAS cadre rule, but these changes are opposed by mainly some states. So you are going to discuss that will be important from governance point of view. And next topic regarding one small fish species, that is Miss Kerala, not endangered. So here recently government came with one change regarding this Miss Kerala. That is mainly it is listed under this Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act. So because of this, many aquarists and as well as environmentalists, they are mainly having some opinions or concerns regarding this move. So this article, it is important from environment and ecology, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. And next topic, it is regarding EVMs. Okay, so already if you have gone through this Representation of People's Act of 1950 and 1951 in your polity Lakshmikant, you might be knowing about this electronic voting machines. Okay, so if you have gone for voting at least once, you might have voted through these ballot papers and as well as EVMs, right? So you might be knowing about these VVPATs and as well as EVMs. So this article, which is mainly talking about Supreme Court to consider listing plea to discard this EVMs. So it is going to take a discussion regarding one petition, okay, one PIL which mainly filed in Supreme Court regarding discarding of these EVMs. So this article, it is important regarding polity, which mainly comes under GS paper 2. And next topic, it is regarding E-shram portal. So we are going to discuss that will be important from our governance point of view, which mainly comes under GS paper 2. So these are the 6 topics now we are to have our discussion. So first topic, it is regarding democratize and empower city governments. So this article, it is very much relevant from our mains point of view, especially in GS paper 2. So now let us try to discuss this topic in a very great detail. So what is the central theme? What is this article which is revolving around? So if you're talking about this central theme, it mainly says that the general approach towards urban empowerment, including financial capabilities, has remained piecemeal in India. That means in this city governance, what happened? So there is no proper urban empowerment and there is no proper financial capabilities. So these are some cause of concern regarding these municipalities. Okay, so these are some important things which are mainly highlighted in this article. So if you see context, so why it is in news? Recently RBI, our Central Bank of India or Reserve Bank of India, which came up with a report. So the report title here is State Finances Study of Budgets of 2021-2022. Okay, report name here is State Finances Study of Budgets of 2021-2022, and this report released in November 2021 recently. So this report mainly talked about this city governance. Okay, it is mainly talked about 3-tier governments in India. They are playing a front line role in combating pandemic by implementing containment strategies in regarding healthcare, etc. So this report mainly says that the important role which is mainly played by this 3rd-tier government. So at first tier we have central government, below the central government we have state government, In the states, we have this local government, which mainly comes under our third tier government, right? So at the ground level, at village level, or at urban areas level, or at urban areas level, what happened? Municipalities and panchayats, they played an important role. Especially, they mainly focused on how to combat this pandemic, and they are mainly responsible for the implementing of this containment strategies healthcare regarding, right? And if you're talking about what are the concerns regarding this local government or third tier government, so there is no proper finances. Okay, so there is no proper finances. So because of this, they are mainly under severe strain. So because of this problem, they are mainly forced them to cut down their expenditure and mobilize funding from various sources. Okay, so this is one important cause of concern regarding this city government. City governance, or we can say like third tier government. So RBI further commented that there is no proper functional autonomy for the civic bodies, and as well as the governance structure need to be strengthened regarding this third tier government. So this can be happened by empowering them financially through higher resource availability. How can we go for strengthening of the city governance? By increasing of functional autonomy, and as well as we need to empower them financially through higher resource availability as well. So what is the essence of this report? So this essence of this report here is the challenges of this pandemic, they are mainly faced by this third time government, but there is no proper resources, there is no proper autonomy that need to be provided from government side. So if we're talking about some important data which is given here is, according to RBI survey, which mainly surveyed about 221 municipalities, and this survey revealed that about 70% of these municipalities, they do not have a proper revenue. Okay, and their expenditure also increased by 71.2%. In this context, so this RBI report which mainly highlights that there is a limited coverage of property tax under this third tier government, and there is also failure in municipal corporation revenues as well. So because of this, there is a financial crunch that is mainly seen in these municipalities. So apart from that, if you're talking about this OECD report or OECD data, so this data which mainly shows that India has the lowest property tax collection in the world. Okay, so this is also one important data that you can make a note in your data book. So if you're talking about what are the problems that are mainly continuing in this third time governance, so if you're talking about what are the old problems, so whenever we are going for any planning or any disaster mitigation regarding this COVID-19 strategies, here city mayors, they are mainly missing here. So city mayors, they plays an important role at the third tier governance in India, that is in the municipality, especially in urban areas. So they are mainly missing in these strategies. And next one is the old approach of treating cities as adjuncts of state governments, which mainly continue to dominate. So even now also they are taking into consideration state governments, because so and so urban areas, so and so rural areas which are present in that area, that will come under the purview of the state government, right? So state government mainly continues to dominate the policy paradigm. Okay, that is decreasing of autonomy in this third tier government system, right? And next one is the general approach towards this urban empowerment has remained a piecemeal in India. Okay, so general approach towards this urban empowerment, it is nowhere seen in India. And next one is urban development, it is a state subject. So because of this, it is mainly linked to political and democratic movements in the state. And next one is there is no mention of this financial empowerment here. Okay, so these are some important concerns. So if you're talking about autonomy here, so this report also highlighted that there is no proper financial autonomy of city governments. Okay, so because of this, we need to allow functional autonomy for the city governments, and this should be happen with the 3 F's. That is, we need to provide functions, we need to provide finances, and as well as functionaries to the city governments. So you can write like 3 F's. So in this way, you can represent in your mains answer, that is functionaries, and as well as finances. So what is the way forward? So we can go for democratic decentralization. Okay, democratic decentralization can bring in amazing results, and there is a need of transparency and as well as adequate participation of these people, also very important. And next one is children should not be considered as entrepreneurship spaces. Okay, and we need to attract even investments as well. And this one is we need to give some adequate attention to resources for this third tier government, and resources which are mainly required for quantitative, qualitative data that must be immediately provided to the states, and we need to ensure a disaster risk reduction planning as well. Okay, so these are the some important things that you need to remember regarding this topic, and I hope it is very much clear. Now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding technology tangle. So this article which is talking about 5G services near airports. Okay, so if you see central theme, it mainly says that the rollout of this 5G services near airports is posing a challenge to airlines. Okay, so rolling out of this 5G services near airports, it is one of the important challenge it is mainly posing to these airlines. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So almost it has been 11 months after US leading telecommunication, it won bid of $8.1 billion worth of C-band radio spectrum to roll out 5G services. Okay, so it has been 11 months after US company which won the bid of $8.1 billion worth of C-band radio spectrum to roll out 5G services. So it is one of the much awaited introduction of this 5G services in India. Okay, so what happened, why we need this 5G services? Because countries leading airlines, they are warned of massive flight disruption if the wireless technology was put into operation, especially around the nation's airports. So in a compromise on the EU planned rollout on January 19th, AT&T and Verizon agreed to delay introduction of the new wireless services near key airports. Okay, so what happened recently here? These two companies, they mainly delayed introduction of this new wireless services near the key airports. And these are the two major telecoms commitments, notwithstanding several domestic and as well as international airlines flying to the US. And what happened whenever these flights are mainly flying, they are going for rescheduling, or sometimes they are going for cancellation of flights. Okay, so these are some important things. Because of accurate functioning of radar altimeters in some aircrafts may be affected by this 5G radio frequency. So because of this 5G radio frequency, what are the altimeters that are mainly used? So these altimeters are very much useful for the providing the information on aircraft's altitude, and they are also very much helpful for giving some crucial flight operations for the pilots regarding low visibility landings, etc. But these functioning of these altimeters, they are mainly affected by this 5G radio frequency services. Okay, so in this way here, FAA has said that it is working with its altimeter manufacturers to evaluate data from the wireless companies to determine how robust each model is. Okay, what are the things that need to be replaced in that altimeters? Okay, so because if you see, one important cause of concern here is already our world's largest economy is now faced with the risk of large-scale domestic and as well as international air travel disruptions, right? So it is also related to this 5G telecom services, right? But if you see other countries like South Korea, China, Japan, and some European nations, they have already successfully rolled out this 5G services. Okay, 5G service in their airports. But there are some problems that are mainly seen in this US and as well as FAA and airlines. They need to find more solutions for the deployment of this wireless technology near airports now in India. So we're talking about challenges. So what are the challenges you're facing? So if you say challenges, the first important one here is the aviation regulator contends that planned buffer zones for these US airports, they protect only 20 seconds of flight. But if you're talking about and comparing with the France, it is providing about 96 seconds of the flight protected from any interruption from these 5G signals. So apart from that, 5G power lines are lower in France, with even the planned temporary nationwide lower power levels in the US still expected to be 2.5 times more powerful. So even though here, so we are not able to provide this 5G services because of some technical glitches. So this is just of this topic, and I hope it is very much clear. Now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding IAS cadre rule changes. So if you see title, it mainly says that stateway options on IAS cadre rule changes. So this article will be important regarding governance point of view. which mainly comes in the GS paper 2. So if you see this infographic, it mainly says that the Kerala government will oppose the centre proposal to amend IAS cadre rules if it infringed on the cardinal principle of federalism. So whenever there is increase in the control of centre on this IAS cadre, so it is mainly infringing this one of the important principle, that is federalism. So this is the thing which mainly said by Kerala government. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So if you see context, it mainly says that Union government is planning to acquire for itself overriding powers to transfer IAS and as well as IPS officers through centre deputation, doing away with the requirement of taking the approval of state governments. The central government want to come up with a small change in this IAS cadre rules. Here is it want to get some overriding or high powers regarding the transfer of this IAS and as well as IPS officers through centre deputation, and it is mainly doing away with the requirement of taking the approval of state government. Without taking the approval of state government, they are going for transfer of IAS and IPS officers according to the new rules. But if you see some important details, it mainly says that here DOPT, Department of Personnel and Training, wrote to the states on January 12 that Union government proposes to amend the Rule 6 regarding deputation of this cadre officers of Indian Administrative Services cadre rules of 1954. If you see here, this article mainly says that centre's move, it is mainly to set to put it in collision course with the states, particularly they are ruled by these opposition parties. Okay, so in center we will be having one government, in states we are having different governments, especially the state governments which is having opposition as a ruling party. So these states are mainly opposing the move of the center. So at least six state governments, they had written to this Department of Personnel and Training regarding the opposing of this move. So if you see why, what is the center's intention regarding this? So letter comes in the wake of shortage of all India service officers in the union ministries. So in union ministry there is shortage of these IAS officers. So Department of Personnel and Training in its communication that states are not sponsoring an adequate number of officers for this central deputation. So for central government, states are not sponsoring adequate number of officers, and the number of officers is not sufficient to meet the requirements at the center. So these are some important reasons behind the move by the center. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding Miss Kerala, not endangered. So this image, if you see this fish, it is Miss Kerala. So this Miss Kerala, it is in news because of recent changes regarding the protection status of this Miss Kerala. So this article, it is important from our GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. So if we're talking about context, why it is in news, a section of aquarists and as well as ornamental fish breeders, they are very much surprised that here this Miss Kerala, that is a Denison barb, it is a native freshwater fish species, and this fish which mainly seen commonly in the different parts of Karnataka and as well as Kerala, and now it has been included in the Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act under this Wildlife Protection Amendment Bill 2021, and this bill which mainly introduced in Lok Sabha in December last year. So if we are talking about details, actually the scientific name of this fish here is Pontius denosini. So it is mainly given against the common name, that is Denison barb. Actually the scientific name which is given, it is wrong here. So this is one of cause of concern for this aquarist. And next one is, even then the species it is mainly found in the states of Kerala and Karnataka. This aquarists, they are having some concern regarding why there is endangered status that is mainly given here, because whenever they are kept under this endangered status, they cannot be used for keeping in houses, okay, in our aquariums, etc. Okay, so inclusion in this Schedule 1 of this Wildlife Protection Act, it is a literally ban. So this campaign to ban this species, it is a very old and it is a slowly outdated process as well. Okay, so if you're talking about some important facts regarding this Miss Kerala, it is mainly found in 11 rivers of Kerala and Karnataka, and it is some of the highest endemic aquatic fauna that is seen in the country. So what is the need, what is the demand by this environmentalist or aquarist? So they want to remove the species from schedule 1 and they want to keep the species in schedule 4. Okay, so this is gist of this topic and I hope it is very much clear. Now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding EVMs. Okay, EVMs, that is electronic voting machines. Actually this topic is very important from our polity point of view, which mainly comes under GS paper 2. So now let us try to see this topic. So why it is in news? Supreme Court agreed to consider listing a public interest litigation, that is PIL. So this public interest litigation petition, which mainly challenging the constitutional validity of provisions of this Representation of People's Act, which has led to introduction of this EVMs in election. Okay, it is mainly challenging constitutional validity, whether it is constitutionally valid or not. Introduction of this EVMs in our elections in the provision regarding this Representation of People's Act. So if you are talking about details, the polling process should discard these EVMs and return to these ballot papers. So petitioner mainly asks that we need to discard these EVMs and we need to come back to these ballot papers. And if you are talking about section 61A of this Representation of People's Act, which mainly permitted for the use of this electronic voting machines, and it was not passed by Parliament, hence it cannot be imposed. But we introduced this EVMs despite of passing of this bill here. So the petition mainly wants a provision to be declared as null and void. So this is the demand of this petition or PIL. So now let us try to talk about some facts regarding this EVMs. EVM mainly stands for electronically voting machine. So it mainly introduced in 1982. In 1982 it mainly introduced. And here this EVMs which mainly allows the voters to vote electronically, and they are also very easy to use and easily increase the number of votes which mainly cast by Indian Election Commission as well. So this EVM which mainly contains of two units. The first one is control unit, second one is selection unit, and these mainly connected by a 5-meter cable. And these EVMs are mainly powered by 6-volt alkaline battery. Okay, so this battery which is mainly connected to this control unit. It can be even used in the places where there is no proper electricity connections. And the control unit, it is an election supervisor which mainly elected by the election commissioner. Okay, election commission. So if we are talking about advantages, it will be very much helpful, especially for voting rights, because Election Commission of India, which is very much responsible for ensuring free and fair elections, transparent elections, right? So for this EVMs are very much useful. And next one is they are very much difficult to hack here, because they are not using any internet, but they are like a calculators, and they are also very cheaper to use. Electronic voting machines are very much cheap and as well as economical. So when we are going for this ballot paper voting, so the cost of the paper will be very much high. It will be also saves very time here while counting, and even it will be helpful for casting of more votes. And next one is check bogus voting. So electronic voting machines are very effective against fake voting as well. So in this way here, these EVMs, they are programmed to win up to 5 votes per minute. Okay, and next one is they are also very much easy to carry, so that they can be moved from one place to another place easily. And next one is disadvantages. So first one is there is no accreditation. So national or internationally recognized agencies or governments do not accredit this EVM as a percentage accuracy. So there is no accreditation. And this one is, some people they say that they are very much vulnerable to hacking, and sometimes there is a biggest challenge in technology here is sometimes there will be also data loss will be happening, and sometimes we can see humid or wet areas, they are not suitable for going for voting with this electronic voting machines. And next one is sometimes we can also see there is a fake voting as well. So these are advantages and disadvantages of these EVMs. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding special camps to register workers on this E-shram portal. So it is mainly talking about this E-shram portal. So this article will be important, especially from your prelims point of view. So if you see context, it mainly says that Union Labour and Environment Minister, he mainly said that special camps would be organized to register especially unorganized sector workers like bricklayers, plantations, forestry, etc. under this center's E-shram portal. So now let us try to see some facts regarding this E-shram portal. So important aim it is to mainly register about 38 crore unorganized workers, especially who are working construction sites or migrant laborers or bricklayers, street vendors, domestic workers, etc. And the workers will be issued an E-shram card containing about 12-digit unique number. Okay, it is a 12-digit unique number that will be given per worker. And if a worker is registered under this E-shram portal and meets with an accident, then they will be eligible up to 2 lakhs of insurance, okay, on death and as well as permanent disability, and they can get 1 lakh rupees for partial disability. And the implementation it is mainly done, okay, implementation it is under control of states or union territories, and they will be conducting registration of unorganized workers across the country. So this is just of this topic, and I hope it is very much clear now. So now let us try to see yesterday's questions and related explanation part. First question is, why black soils are treated with cement or hydrated lime during roadways and railways construction? Consider the reasons. So first one is to overcome the problem of volume changes due to alternate expansion shrinkage of soils. So if you see, especially regarding this black soils, whenever water is there means it will be absorbed and it will be becoming a small smooth structure, and whenever the water is evaporated, then we can see large cracks, especially if you go through these agriculture fields, then you can see this. Next one is to prevent soil erosion during wet season, to improve bearing capacity of the soil. So these three are correct. So correct option will be 4, all the above. And next question is, although laterite soils are formed in regions with high rainfall and high temperature, it requires good dosage of manures. Okay, so whenever we can see this laterite soils are mainly commonly seen in this high rainfall and high temperature. So because of this high rainfall, what happened, there is increasing of leaching. So this first statement is correct. Next one is, whenever there is a high rainfall, there is this area will have very low humus content. So this statement is also correct. So correct option here is 3, both. And third question here is, consider the following statements regarding red and yellow soils. The soils look yellowish when iron diffused into the soils get hydrated. So whenever iron which is in the hydrated form, we can see yellow color of that soil. So first statement is correct. And yellow and red soils are mainly found in deltaic region. Already you know that in deltaic region we can see alluvial soil, not this red or yellow soil. So you can remove this second statement. And less fertile coarser soils are found in the upland, with fertile fine soil occur at the low-lying regions. Yes, this statement is also absolutely correct. So correct answer will be 3, 1 and 3 only. So these are the explanation part for yesterday's questions. And now let us try to see today's questions. So before saying this today's question, I want to make a small announcement on this platform. If you want to clear UPSC, I will suggest you to join this prelims test series and as well as means answer writing course that we are providing on this Rathor's IAS platform. So in this prelims test series, there are about 30 tests. So in this 30 tests, it includes both CSAT and as well as GS. So in GS, we have sectional test, we have revision test, we have full length test. So in this mains answer writing course, we are exclusively focusing on your GS paper, GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. So here mains, it is a deciding factor whether your name should be there in your finalist or not. So if you want to see your name in finalist, you have to focus on this answer writing practice. Okay. So here in this course, we are giving you weekly targets. So based on that weekly targets, daily one question will be given, and on Sunday there will be essay or case study practice. Okay, so in this course we are going to write answer regarding each and every topic within 1 year. We are going to complete GS1 to GS4 within 1 year. So already you know that in mains you will be having 3 hours of time. In these 3 hours you need to write 20 answers. So you will be getting on average 7 to 7.5 minutes for one question. So now you can imagine that how much fast you should be and how much thorough you should be regarding this mains answers. And this course will be very much helpful to gain the knowledge, because we also provide you the model answer, and there will be evaluation, one-to-one mentorship as well. Okay, and the detailed schedule of this mains answer writing course is given in description box. And next February batch is going to be start on February 1st. So please be hurry up and try to join these courses. And apart from this, we also offering this full foundational course of this IAS for GS. Okay, so here we are providing more than 700 hours of video classes, and we also focusing on this conceptual clarity. And if you want to watch demo classes, you can visit our website and you can watch 3 demo videos in each and every module without paying a single penny. And next one is, if you want to take individual courses like economy, history, geography, international relations, disaster management, environment and ecology, science and technology, you can take those individual courses as well. Okay, so details of this course are given in description box, so please see once. And if you want to talk to me directly, you can call to this number 8074765513. And this mains answer writing course is going to be started on February 1st, so please be hurry up. And now let's come back and let us see today's questions. So first one, it is mainly regarding agriculture productivity. First question here is, consider the statements regarding salinization. Okay, salinization means increasing of salinity. It is one of the major problem reducing Indian agricultural productivity. So first statement here is, in drier areas, capillary action can lead to salt accumulation on the surface of land, which is brought from deeper saline groundwater tables. So this statement is very important, and if you have gone through your NCERTs, then you can easily answer this question. Second one is, irrigation can result in salination of soils, and it can occur both naturally and as well as artificially. So here you need to identify the correct statements and let me know the answer in comment box. Second question is, best way to improve crop production in India. It is to increase crop intensity, that is by increasing the gross sown area, which is not hindering factor involved in improving the crop intensity. Okay, so first one here is infertile soil, second one is deficiency in moisture, next one is insufficient use of manures and fertilizers, large tract of black soil. So let me know answer. And third question here is, tea best grows in Assam, Darjeeling and Jalpaiguri districts of West Bengal. What are the uniqueness of this region which mainly suits this crop? So first one is, it has warm and humid climate. So if you know what are the important characteristics for the growing of this tea, then you can easily answer this question. Showers are mainly concentrated in 4 to 5 months, that is from June to October in any year. Deep, fertile and well drained soils. Rugged topography of the relief near Himalayan foothills. And you have to identify the correct statements. So let me know your answers in comment box. Don't forget, because there is no negative marking here. Please try to answer these questions. So by this I am concluding. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please subscribe to Rathod's IAS Academy. And don't forget to like, share and comment my videos. And don't forget to enroll to these courses. The details are given in description box. Thank you so much.